Morning, Chris. My name's also Chris. I'm the digital sales controller here at Stratstone Jaguar Land Rover in Stockton. I've received your inquiry regarding the new Jaguar I-Pace. I'm currently sat inside one right now. They're a gorgeous car. So I thought I'd do a quick walk around video just to give you a bit more of an insight into the I-Pace model, and hopefully that might help you with any future purchases. But obviously I'd recommend you book an appointment to speak to one of our electrification specialists here who can give you a bit more info on it. But anyway, I'll keep the waffle short. Let's take a look at the I-Pace. So here it is. This is our example of the new Jaguar I-Pace. This particular model is the SE, finished in Corris Grey. Alright, so I'll have a little bit of a walk around the outside of the car and then we'll talk about some of the interior features. Okay, so starting off at the front, you'll notice we've got that big honeycomb grille there, as well as the piano black inserts on the sides and that grille just below where the number plate goes. Okay, we've got the front parking sensors on that, and then Jaguar's signature wraparound lights with the LED technology on them ones. Okay, let's see if we can give them a little bit of a flash. There we go. And then running around to the side, you'll notice we've got that big bonnet scoop there. So if I just pan out a little bit further, it gives it that sort of sporty stance. Jaguar have been quite clever with this model because with it being a fully electric vehicle, they haven't gone down that styling route to make it look too futuristic. It's still got those signature Jaguar qualities to it. It's a gorgeous looking car. Speaking of which, we've got the 20-inch multi-spoke alloy wheels, and then we've got the Jaguar branding on there with the SE badge, which does sort of slightly get bigger as it goes along the car, which accentuates that increase in waistline there. Alright, obviously this car has the new flush door handles, which as soon as you open it, they pop out along with the mirrors, which reveals, I don't know if you can see that, the Jaguar lighting up from the wing mirror. Alright, panning back, we've got the privacy glass and that big, almost bat ear effect type spoiler on the rear there. Obviously being the SE, we have the boot lip spoiler and Jaguar's signature tail lights on there. Okay, you can see here, this is obviously the EV400 all-wheel drive, has a range of approximately 220 miles and obviously 400 horsepower, so it's a very powerful car. It's very well equipped as well. Okay, now you can see here we've got a good sized boot, okay, with plenty of good solid anchor points on there and some little hooks which fold away, which to be honest, Chris, I find handy for carrying the old curry home, but that's just me. Okay, and then we've got some further storage just under there for charging cables, etc., and some good strapping there. So it's they've tried to make this car as practical as it can be. Okay, let's see if we can close down that tailgate there. And then finally we have where the charging port is in this particular car, with a guide as to how it's performing. Obviously it's a standard charging. Okay, so let's take a look inside the car. So as we approach the car, you'll see there we've got the keyless entry system, which I've just locked using the button, and then unlock it using that same button. Pops the door handles out as well as the wing mirrors, and then as we open the car, you'll see we're greeted with the ivory full leather, perforated leather twin stitch seating, which are electrically adjustable and also have a memory function on there, being the SE model. Now you can see there we have the Meridian sound system, which is a very good system. Now pop inside the car, you can see we've got the full LCD screen there for the driver. Okay, let's close the door. You can see there's several different functions that you can set that screen to display. One thing I find handy is the map software on there. That means that you can concentrate on the road while any passengers having a good play about with the infotainment system. Now that system there is incredible. I can do a separate video detailing the full ins and outs and the benefits of what it does, but at a glance you'll see it's very intuitive, very responsive, and also really advanced. Okay, now Moving further, Jaguar Land Rover have gone down the route, as they have with several other models, of using a touch screen on here and multi-function controls. What that does is it clears up what would have been a cluster of buttons. Alright, so these dials there, you can pull them to adjust things like your fan speed. However, you can also push them to adjust temperature, heated seats, etc. Okay, let's turn that down. Okay, moving further on, we have the driver control, so the gearing. Obviously we've got the drive, neutral and reverse, as well as the parking button, and the different driving modes, which once you press them you can adjust things like, you can see there, comfort mode, eco mode, rain, ice and snow, etc. Okay, just at the touch of a button. Moving further on, we've got our big storage area in the middle with 2 USB sockets and a 12-volt power socket, as well as a micro SIM and a nice little cover to hide your cup holders. Okay. Obviously, being the SE, we've got the panoramic roof on there. Okay. Let's take a look inside the rear of the car. Okay, so you can see we've got that blue ambient lighting, obviously the perforated leather interior. These obviously have the ISOFIX points on there, which do come with covers to cover them over if you're not using them, as well as the cup holder. Okay, now just going to jump in. Let me just quickly knock that ignition off. Car's bleeping at me, it's telling me it's cold, bless it, because the doors are open. Okay, so I'll be honest with you, I'm 5'10", and you can see I've got plenty of leg room, as well as plenty of headroom, even though it does have the panoramic roof. Okay, we've got some charging points there, using the USBs as well as the 12-volt power sockets on there. Okay, and then that Meridian sound system's obviously carried on to the rear, as well as the rear occupant ventilation. So all in all, it's a very, very well spec car, but also it is a fully electric vehicle with 400 horsepower and 220 miles of range. So it's a very, very good good car to consider in terms of electric vehicles, and in my opinion it looks absolutely stunning. This particular colour is the Chorus Grey, which tends to hide the dirt really well. I hope this has been insightful. If you get any questions or anything that you want me to discuss any further, by all means give me a call. My number is 01642 644 444, or you can get me on chris.richardson@stratstone.com. Thanks again, Chris.